Today, we are going to talk about that hair care in the aspect of when your hair is breaking and you know for a fact that it is damaged. Stop everything that you are doing. Hey, welcome to another video. Welcome to the Bajo channel. This is the home of self-care, wellness, beauty, and anything that will help you to become the most powerful version of you. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you. We are continuing with our hair care series about caring for your hair, identifying things that are going on in your hair that you can kind of have this healthy hair that you're not relegated to always have to wear braids, weave, hats, wigs, anything to cover it up because it's an issue and it becomes problematic. So today we are going to talk about that hair care in the aspect of when your hair is breaking and you know for a fact that it is damaged. Stop everything that you are doing in terms of your regular routine. The reason I'm telling you to stop everything that you're doing is because you have to isolate the issue. You have to identify what is causing the issue. If you continue to do the same thing that you're doing, right? It could be something as simple as maybe a shampoo or maybe a conditioner may have some type of ingredient that doesn't agree with your hair texture or your hair type. So the first thing you're going to do is just stop everything that you're doing. Whether it's ironing your hair out every day, whether you get a chemical every month, you have to come away from everything. And what I find is that sometimes this is the hardest thing for people to do because that's your regimen, that's your look. Like sometimes if you're used to having your hair ironed out, you're used to having your hair in a certain way, that's your regimen. But if your hair is breaking and it's damaged, you have to kind of come away from what you have previously been doing and kind of go to like a base style. I'm hoping that everyone has a hair care professional that even if you don't go to on a regular basis, you can at least call them up, ask them for some sort of advice. Even if you don't want to go to a stylist, maybe you can just book a consultation that they can sit down with you, maybe analyze what's happening based on your conversation, based on a analysis of your scalp, your hair, and just to really understand what's going on. Because what I find is that a lot of times when people's hair is damaged, they want to cover it up. Like they just want to not deal with it. That's where the wigs come in. That's where the weaves come in. That's where the braids come in. Just anything, pull it back in a ponytail, anything to prevent them from dealing with it. And the reason why that's so dangerous, not so much just for your hair, but in terms of like your overall being. I'm going to list a few reasons why when your hair is damaged, you need to take action and kind of cease, pause everything that you've been doing because that could be the issue. One of the reasons, the first reason why when your hair is breaking and it's damaged, one, it could simply be stress. Stress will pluck you like a chicken. Like your hair will be everywhere in the sink, in the comb, on your pillow when you wake up, in your hat when you take it off. Like stress will, it will completely annihilate your hair follicle and everything else in your body for that matter. Like stress is like so major when it comes to our hair and its strength, even our body. But for the sake of this conversation, your hair, stress affects your hair. I mean, all types of stress, physical stress on the hair with the way it's being styled, but just life stress, things that you're going through, being overwhelmed. It affects you from the inside out. Hair is just an extension of what's going on inside of your body. The health of it or the lack thereof is actually a mirror to what's happening in your body. When your hair is dry and brittle and breaky, more times than not, you're dehydrated. You know what I mean? It is a mirror. It is a record. Literally. That is why you shouldn't ignore it, because it could be a greater issue. The hair is just maybe the tip of the iceberg, but there are so many greater, more fundamental issues that your hair can just give you a glimpse of what's going on with you. So number one, stress can break your hair down. Number two, you can have styling damage, product damage, chemical damage, things that you're doing to your hair that's literally breaking it down. Like I have mentioned before in our previous video, everybody cannot do everything. One person could be getting beautiful color and it's great for them. But when you get that same color, it will break your hair off in half, right? You have to pay attention to the damage based on what you're doing. You could be wearing braids for months and months at a time. The tension for such a long period of time at your follicle could break your hair off and damage you indefinitely. Pay attention to the damage and where it's coming from. It could simply just be from the way you're styling it, the chemicals that you're using. You may love color. Your hair may need to take a break from the color. You may love pressing your hair out every day or twisting your hair up. Your hair might need to take a break from it because it's weak and it cannot take it anymore. So that's two, that styling and product situation that could damage it. Next, which is so overlooked, and it happened to me, when your hair is breaking and it's damaged, my first recommendation is to see your doctor, right? And have them to do a full panel of blood work on you, especially checking your iron and your thyroid. Those two things by itself can make your hair come completely out or weaken it so much so that styling it is not even, it doesn't even make sense to style your hair because it's not going to hold anything because it's lifeless. That is why when your hair is damaged, pay attention to everything that's going on within your styling regimen, everything that's going on in your life, because it affects your hair. It really, really does. And when you don't pay attention to that, it's like you're like a dog chasing its tail. You're never going to find the issue because you won't just stop doing what you're doing. Just stop. If you love the braid, stop. If you love the press out, stop. If you love the chemical, stop. You can find suitable styles for you that doesn't always need what you've been doing. And that's the problem. Like sometimes we don't even know what to do. Like, okay, you're telling me to stop. What do I do? How do I look presentable outside or at my job if I just stop everything that I'm doing? Because what I'm doing is keeping me looking decent. That is why I recommend please consult with a professional stylist. Really. If you're pay the fee for the consultations, they will give you their time. They will give you an honest evaluation what is happening. And a lot of them will tell you, please see your doctor also. And if nothing is going on right there, then we've eliminated that. Now we're going to your styling regimen. Then we'll go to your stress levels. It's somewhere in the mix. Hair care is so akin to self-care. As a matter of fact, I believe hair care is right in the same equivalent with self-care. Because it's no way that your hair is breaking, shedding crazy and you're ignoring it and you're saying that I'm doing self-care. It can't be. When your hair is breaking, that is something going on. And if you're not paying attention to your hair, 9 times out of 10, you're not paying attention to a lot of other things that's going on in your life, which means you're not really focused on your self-care the way we are focused on our self-care on this channel. So yeah, when your hair is breaking and you're going through all of this stuff, pay attention. Pay attention. When you, and what drives me bonkers is when someone's hair is breaking and the first thing they do say, I'm going to do a protective style. How you doing a protective style when your hair is shedding like a cat? Something deeper is going on. Something underlying is going on. So you can do a protective style for 5 months. When you stop, your hair's still coming out. You have not dealt with that issue. So that's why I get so annoyed when people say protective style. When you're protecting the hair, we'll have a whole other video about protective styles. But listen to the key word, protection. Protection, you have to deal with that issue and then you protect it. Handle the scandal and then you protect it. Don't try to do a protective style and your hair is weak, because a lot of times when you try to do a protective style over broken hair, it breaks even further because it can't even sustain the pressure and the tension that's going to be on your hair just in order to perform that protective style that you want to do. So yeah, hair care is so important. It's like, that is my jam. That's my jam, hair care. I promise you, as bright as my hair is, I wouldn't have this color if my hair wasn't healthy. I would not. I would not. And even having color is so much that I have to do to keep it healthy, and so many things that I cannot no longer do because it is this color. You have to know where you are, what's going on with your hair, what I can and cannot do. Hair care is akin to self-care, and we need to stop ignoring these things. Check out the areas that I said that. Check your stress levels, your styling regimen, the chemicals that you're putting in your hair. Check your iron, check your thyroid, and so many other things. That's why I'm asking and suggesting, recommending rather, that you do a full panel with your doctor, full blood work panel, just to see what's happening. And if that comes back empty, okay, we're moving on to something more topical. Maybe it's just stress. And at that point, you can identify it, make some adjustments, and then remedy your problem. Because one of the worst things to do is to go to a hairstylist and want her to create miracles and stop your hair from doing all of this stuff, and you have deeper underlying issues that you won't even get checked out. That's not fair. So hair care is definitely akin to self-care. I thank you for listening today. I appreciate you. Take care of your hair. Taking care of your hair is taking care of yourself. I promise you. This is the Bajum channel. And please remember that self-care is definitely the best care. Later.